losses. So action continues here. Pro Division, Blitz World Series. We got Burg versus Ardee now. Ardee on 3 losses and 1 win so far. Burg on 1 win, 1 loss. Let's get the action rolling. Soviet versus Soviet to start things off here. Let's get it going.
Good luck. Have fun. Don't die.
Rocking and rolling. Blitz World Series. Pro Division. Action coming at you here with Ardee in yellow fighting out of the UK on the right. Burg in red out of the US on the left. Burg coming off of a very, very decisive victory versus Zed here today already. He's nice and warmed up. He definitely understands this map and playing a very, very strong blitz like we're used to seeing from him. But Ardee's been playing decent. He's on a few losses already this tournament, but he's losing to some great players. You know, he's losing to Quas, Legend, Luke, some of these really, really strong players. So we'll see how this one goes. Both players out now with the conscripts. Ardee did just see Zed play. Ardee did just see Burg play. Burg likes to bring out these early units, try to get down to the corners and harass those oils early on. He had a lot of success with it. I think in his match versus Zed, he was 3 for 3, taking out the oils early on. So Ardee obviously knows that's going to come here. So Ardee out now with his own conscripts, his own rhinos, and Ardee slightly ahead here on tanks. We'll see. This is going to come down, you know, early Soviet versus Soviet action like this. If both players come at each other, can it can really make or break the entire game. Ardee not really backing his conscripts beautifully here, almost kind of baiting Burg to try to take that oil. Yeah, you see Ardee's trying to backdoor Burg. If Burg overcommits to this oil, Ardee's trying to kind of get downfield and make something happen. Now, tank engagement here, Burg bringing in the fodder. Burg's conscripts do get the oil, but in the process, quite a bit of splash damage is done. And in the process of that exchange, Ardee comes way ahead. Now, Ardee is with a few smoking rhinos here, but Ardee's got to try to get a counterpunch early on. If you get an advantage like this against a player like Burg, you can't leave it. You can't, you have to get something out of it. So he's going to try to take this oil. Playing off the higher ground here. Ooh, missed tank control here. Some of Ardee's tanks getting waypointed through his base. Oh, and Burg with beautiful tank control here. And look at this defensive play from Burg, using that sentry gun perfectly, targeting the tanks, incredible unit control. Ardee did go into that with a few smoking units. He took the oil. In the process of taking the oil, it put him behind in the exchange, and Burg just microed so well there, managing his tanks, not shooting Ardee's fodder, targeting the tanks specifically. Very, very well played. I know to the untrained eye, some lower level players, when you see that, you're kind of like, what happened? Why did Ardee lose? But if you go back and look, you'll see that Burg is microing. You know, he's using his units and he's telling them exactly what to do. And in the process of doing that, if you don't micro your units, you have tanks that end up shooting your opponent's fodder, or they're overshooting a unit, those kind of things. So Burg just really, really played well there. He played off that oil, sacrificed the oil, got his sentry gun up. A lot of really, really good decisions. But Ardee definitely still ahead here, now bringing in another hit with some fodder and some rhinos. But Burg is working to up the, oh, this oil's gonna take the MCV. Oh no, does Burg, oh, Burg not able to force shield, and Ardee spots a beautiful opening there and gets in there and makes Burg pay for that oil placement. And now pushing in. Now there are some Desolators in this group. Burg tries to get the Desolators to slow things down, but Ardee way ahead here now. Keys to the kingdom in the back of Burg's base. Burg without much to hold. And I spent 10 minutes talking about one defensive play while Ardee gears up another offensive hit and takes Burg down. Very, very nice point. Well played by both players, but Ardee looking tough. Man, that hold from Burg was nice, but too little too late. Yeah, while I'm talking about one thing, Ardee's already on to the next. Fast-moving player. Very nice first point.
Hoorah!
All right, moving on to Allied versus Allied now. Neo Camper VII with the follow. Thanks, buddy. All right. Yeah, Burg, and that's a good point in that last game. Burg pushed tech a little too early there. I was a little too distracted. I was so excited about that first hold. Burg did push very, very early tech. Just put him a little bit behind there, and Ardee got way up on tank numbers. It's very interesting, that early tech push from Burg. We did see some early tech from Burg that worked well in his series versus Zed, but obviously, you're not playing the map, you're not playing Blitz, you're not playing your faction. You're not playing your opponent's faction, you're playing your opponent. Every single move. Your strategy has to be very, very fluid. Move by move throughout the game, you need to adjust to what your opponent's doing. Very well played by Ardee. All right, so now Burg, we have seen this opening from Burg in his last allied look as well. Super early Eagles and Rockies, and the question is, how do you defend the Eagles? And I think we're seeing it in real time. He does, he gets 3 Eagles shot down. That's exactly what you have to do to the allied player. And right now, look at this, Burg is broke, and now he's stuck trying to rebuild his Eagles. He's also trying to keep his Grizzly numbers up. He has a lot he wants to do. That's the perfect hit. Now, Burg might try to push in. He's got a fodder. Nope, not enough of a tank advantage to get much done here. But yeah, that was very, very well played, the GGI move from Ardee. He anticipated Burg's move, and he countered it. He countered it very, very well. Oh, the score is wrong. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Sorry. 1 point for Ardee, 0 for Burg. All right, so now Burg puts a paradrop downfield. Gonna try to get this oil. Ardee counters that as well. Man, and Burg, yeah, and you guys see already what that did. Now, Burg is out now with another group of Eagles, and Burg harassing that top oil with a few Rockies. He's gonna dive on it, but the IFVs are there. All right, so both players trade AFCs and lose all of their Eagles, so it's a wash there. But Ardee now with quite a few Rockies. Ooh, and Burg with no anti-air in his base. Oh, and the Rockies are going to target this War Factory. He gets 1 IFV out. Has to be very, very careful here. Ooh, Ardee just pulls right out. He's happy with the value he got out of that exchange. Taking out his War Factory is very nice early game. That's Burg's only War Factory. So now Burg's going to fall behind on Rockies here. Or sorry, on Rhinos. So now Ardee in the corner going to get this oil. Nice hit once you have map control. Ooh, look, Elite IFV topside. When an Elite IFV goes on a quest, you have to get so worried. They're so fast, they do so much damage. And Ardee pushing in here, and Burg just really out of options. And a nice split from Ardee, attacking from both sides of his base, being very methodical about this. Burg calls GG. Wow, wow, wow. All right, all right. Oh my God, so many of you guys told me to reverse the score. Sorry. It's funny. Just way behind. Wow, what an interesting series here. What a weird tournament, huh? Like we've seen.
That was definitely my fault.
That one was my fault. What an interesting series though, huh, guys? I mean, this tournament at the pro level, so many blowouts. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, the Eagle hit. I mean, yeah, that's exactly right. And it's funny, though. It's funny. That's what's kind of fun about the top level, I think, in Blitz is that, you know, when a strategy works, you're like, oh, my God, the Eagles are OP. What can you ever do? And then all of a sudden you see someone counter it and you're like, oh, my God, the Eagles are so weak. What could you ever do? You know? And but, yeah, Ardee, I love that, though. Ardee, I mean, that's how Ardee got into the pro division within only a few months of, you know, being a traditionally much lower ranked player and getting his way in and hanging. You know, he's knocked out Legend the last 2 months. You know, he's putting up points against players who across the board in every single department, they are better than Ardee. And Ardee, you know, time and time again proves that he can put up points against them. And it really is because he's a student of the game. He watches his opponents, he brings out different strategies, and he just plays really, really well against, you know, according to what he thinks his opponent's going to do, which very oftentimes he is right about. We saw that last point with that beautiful Eagle counter. So Burg again going to bring the early conscripts down to the corner. Ardee is down there with a sniper, so he knows what what Burg wants to do, and he did try to counter it, but it's just not really going to work. I think it's so important. I think the Soviet versus Allied matchup on this map, I think it's so important to get in and harass those corner oils. You got to slow down the Allied players' economy, whether it's chipping out oils or obviously, like we've talked about and like we've seen, taking Eagles out. So Ardee out with a decent batch of Grizzlies. He's got a sniper and some GIs in this group. So with the sniper mixed in here, pretty diverse little army here. If he can micro this appropriately, before the Desolators get out. He can get some value. Using these GIs, a sniper backing him can be very, very nice. He's trying to chip away at that oil. That oil is so juicy down there of Burg's. Ooh, kind of throws the GIs out in front, doesn't get too much value. Pretty risky battle here for Ardee. Pushing into these sentry guns is tricky, so he kind of just circumnavigates these sentry guns. Oh, these Grizzlies are smoking. Grizzlies are smoking. Yeah, Burg's just going to keep pumping. Oh, paradrop topside. Paradrop getting some damage done. Takes out a few flak tracks, and that's great for Ardee here. Be able to open things up for the Eagles a little bit. So very well played with Burg using those sentry guns. Ardee really wanted to take this oil. This oil would chain react, take that oil and that war factory. So that's why Ardee was pushing in there, even though he didn't really have the units for it. So Ardee comfortable pulling back here. Burg is going to have to start knocking down these Eagles. And then he has to try to, oh, 3 for 3. Oh my God, 3 Eagles out, 3 flaks down. Very nice hit. Now you see Burg having to switch back over to flak tracks again. And this is pretty nice position. I mean, Ardee's been able to, Ardee has played the allied mid game, you know, building up his tech, getting the battle lab out, getting his Eagles out, while also being the aggressor, which is very difficult to manage both. You know, normally you see the allied player being more passive early game, trying to hold on, but somehow Ardee's just been the aggressor throughout the series, looking very, very tough. Yep, and so now that all these snipers counter the Desos, Burg gets a Kirov out, but Ardee has an aircraft carrier out. Yeah, this is the chain reaction that Ardee wanted. Ooh, that war factory doesn't go down. Oh, never mind, never mind. Iron Curtain, but like Burg has 5 rhinos to Iron Curtain anyway. Ardee would have to blunder here pretty severely. Burg has a couple things left in the war chest. Obviously, he has Iron Curtain coming. Kirov doesn't get. There's too many mirages though. I don't know. Burg's just so behind. I mean, Burg's just way behind. Burg could. There's a way like Burg could Deso bomb here. If he could Deso these mirages, Ardee's top of Ardee's base is looking pretty juicy. The problem is these snipers. Yeah, Battle Lab goes down. Iron Curtain's gonna be coming though. Who got the secret sauce? We sold secret sauce for Burg. That's exactly what he needed. So Burg gets some secret sauce from the chat. Iron Curtain now. This is interesting for Burg to go offensive here. Is interesting. I think he probably needed to use that to take out these mirages. He probably needed to use that Iron Curtain defensively. But I like that from Burg. Burg's an aggressive player. Even when he's down, he's looking for offensive plays, which is, oh, picks up the elite rhino. Oh, could he get this AFC? Whoa, that's a nice hit from Burg, boys. Obviously cheering for the underdog here. I'd love this to go to game 5. Burg's the kind of player who can make it happen. And so Burg is somehow able, oh my God. Wow, what a play. And so Burg using that Iron Curtain to go into Ardee's base, and then being able to switch over and also take out Ardee's army in the process. It's, yeah, very, very nice. Ardee without an MCV here. Burg's obviously up, but Ardee still has a few things at his disposal. This game's not quite over yet. Using the Eagles defensively now. So Iron Curtain coming. All right, so Iron Curtain for Burg. Desos, yeah, Desos, so Burg, yeah. So Burg has his MCV, so Burg, and there's 6 minutes on the game clock. So Burg just needs to be a little bit methodical about this. Iron Curtain ready. So we Iron Curtains now. He's gonna be able to get both AFCs. Probably wants to get the barracks. He wants to get the war factory. There's a few juicy targets here. So Ardee does get down and takes the Iron Curtain. Just doesn't really matter here. So there goes the, oh no, okay, yeah, Ardee did have another bear, yeah. So there was a few ways for Ardee to try to delay that position, but there really wasn't a winning move for Ardee at that point. So Ardee's gonna bow out. Burg puts one on the board, and we might be in for a banger here, boys. We might be in for a banger. Ah, that's interesting, Zed. Yeah, Ardee pushed the prisms a little too early. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, switching the factions over again. The action rolls on. All right. J-Card with the confetti. He loves it. We love a good game 4. You know what we really love is a good game 5. We'll see if Burg can ride this bit of momentum here. Ardee was definitely in the driver's seat that game. Yeah, Zed saying he pushed the prisms a little too early. But also, man, you know what we saw this in Burg's win versus Luke too. Burg has been getting insane value out of his Iron Curtains. And I think a lot of people they're like, Iron Curtains are stupid, invincible units, blah, 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 blah. But with the Force Shield, mechanic, those other aspects, there's a lot of decision making that goes into an Iron Curtain. To get maximum value, like anyone can get some value out of an Iron Curtain. It's, invincible units. But to get maximum value, to completely tip the tides of a game, to shift things back your way if you're down, there's a lot of high-end decision making that goes into using an Iron Curtain effectively. And Burg has been extracting every drop of value out of his Iron Curtains throughout this tournament. It's very interesting to see. Definitely one of those things you can learn from. Because it's always kind of that question, are you going to try to take out the opponent's army or his buildings? And then, the player's going to force shield. What do you do? It's interesting. I really like the Iron Curtain mechanic. All right, so Burg down early, and Burg again gets the oil. Burg's like 5 for 6 on hitting early oils. But you see Ardee giving him a taste of his own medicine. Ardee might get that oil top left. Oh, God. He's like 3 conscripts short. Oh, my God. Yeah, he just not enough conscripts. Oh, my God. Burg's going to save that oil in the top left. That's hilarious. Yeah, you got to have a few more conscripts than that. All right, so some early action here. Ardee down in oil. Burg looking pretty comfortable here. Burg's got his Eagles out. Takes out that bunker, doesn't pay anything for it. Always good value. If your Eagles can do damage and not get shot down, always good value. So that initial dust settling here. So now we see Desolators out. No snipers yet from Burg. Ardee with quite a few rhinos here already. Burg, yeah, so now Ardee is going to get down and take out that oil. So Burg, yeah, Prism Tower out now from Burg. Very nice. So Burg's trying to defend both sides of his base, obviously trying to delay this a little bit, get value out of his Eagles. I'd like to see Burg using his Eagles to chip down those rhinos when they're in the open field away from the flat cannons. Obviously, we know how important it is to get value out of those Eagles and slow down the Soviet players' rhinos. Oh my God, the alligators are eating all of Ardee's conscripts. That's hilarious. All right, so now we have snipers out for Burg. So Burg's got a prism at all 3 entrances. He's got some snipers. Ooh, little Deso bomb here. Snipers coming though. Yep, so they don't get much done. If anything, a little bit of radiation on Burg's army. Or on Ardee's army. So Ardee now pushing in. Ooh, with Prism Tower goes down. Oh, those GGIs. Nice little group of GGIs in the middle of Burg's base. That's a nice kind of defensive fallback if they make it past that front line. Ardee doesn't really have the tanks to push here, especially with no fodder to slow down that Prism Tower. Oh my God, what just happened? I missed it. I'll grab the replay if you guys missed it too. Don't worry. Did he just hit an oil and lose his MCV? Ardee just lost his MCV to an oil? Ooh, a sloppy base build from Ardee. Wow. Sloppy base build there from Ardee, putting an oil, especially against an allied player. You put an oil out of position like that, I promise you a allied player like Burg is going to make you pay for it. Now Ardee pushing through the Gator Swamp here. This is a difficult position to push through as it does bottleneck. Look at that tank control. All the tanks get lined up like that. The tank destroyers are out from Burg, and the tank destroyers love a nice bottleneck. Ardee GG's out. Oh my God, Burg picks it up. We got ourselves a barn burner, boys. We got ourselves a barn burner. Oh, did Ardee suicide? Okay, here's the replay. Check it out. Okay, wait, did Ardee suicide on the oil? Or sorry, Burg. Suicide from Ardee? Oh, you're saying with his units. I thought you meant, all right, here come the Eagles. I thought you meant Burg suicided on the oil. Oh, he didn't even have to. Look at that. Oh, Ardee, buddy. Wow. Yeah, you put an oil like that, you're just daring Burg to take it. Very, very nice move, though, from Burg to spot that opening. All right, so going over to no timer. All right, so we're going over to no timer. Both players choosing their own factions. Oh my God, what a barn burner, boy. Kane, that's it. I was just about to say that. I was literally just about to say that. All right, guys, the barn is officially burning here in game number 5. Game number 5, no timer on this time. No timer. Both players choosing to go allied. These guys do get to pick their own factions for point number 5. So we got allied versus allied on this map. And this matchup, we've had some really long games come down to timer. Allied versus allied can get a little gummed up on this map. So it'll be interesting to have no timer and see how long this one goes. So, very, very interesting series here. Ardee put 2 decisive victories up early on. Now Burg looking warmed up. He puts 2 on the board, coming right back at him. Both players now choosing allied. We've seen such early action in these games. Players harassing each other's oils early, early engagements for center control. So we'll see if they come out here in the 5th game, or maybe they both come out a little bit more conservative. Both look at this. Both players playing a little bit more defensive, and I love seeing that. You know, these players obviously so much respect for each other to have such close games. These guys are not, you know, they're not going to get sloppy in this last one. They want to play it tight. I like that. So both players gearing up now. Looks like both players got Eagles out. Ardee is going Rockies. Burg's not bringing out the Rockies. But Burg does build up onto that top plateau, and a nice forward Patriot missile. Ooh, right in time to catch a few Rockies. But here comes Ardee's GIs down the middle, and backed by the Grizzlies, and some Rockies on top as well. An interesting push from Ardee, very nice, and Burg deploys the GGIs. And yeah, and Burg is going to hold this position fairly easily, and now Burg's looking for a counterpunch. Ardee, that was very nice unit control from Burg, deploying those GGI IFVs to bring those units in the fight. Now it's Ardee's turn to try to hold the position. He's out with his own GGIs just in time. We do a paradrop on the top side from Burg as well, but Ardee holds it as well, and both players going back and forth right now. But ooh, that paradrop, the paradrop from Burg forces the sell on the AFC. He's gonna try to grab that oil too. Can Ardee hold this? Wow. Wow. And both players, I don't know. Both players coming at each other and both players holding the position. So defense, the name of the game here in point number 5. There is a Blackhawk out for, a Nighthawk out for Burg. I have no idea why. We have never seen a Nighthawk used for any constructive purpose in a 1v1 Blitz game in the history of Blitz. So if Burg does something with this Nighthawk to win the game, then that would be hilarious. But more than likely, it's a misclick. I mean, what could you even do with a Nighthawk? You know, there's no engineer. You can't engineer opponent's buildings. So like, all right. So now Ardee trying to use a little bit of his map control here to get up and harass that oil. But he needs to be careful. Burg actually is out tanking him here, and Ardee diving on that oil costs him big. So as Burg's units push, oh, Burg needs to get away from that oil. Oh my God, I thought that oil was gonna blow and take his tanks with him. So as Ardee's units were shooting the oil, so when Burg's units came up, they didn't even get any shots on him. So Ardee paid a very high price for that oil. He did get the oil, but paid a very, very high price for it. So now Ardee's Rockies. Okay, so Burg gets in, takes an AFC, pays a couple Eagles for it. That was Ardee's only AFC, so a nice hit. Burg also spots a little opening, gets down on the bottom, does some damage. Both players really at each other's throats right now. But Burg is winning the Eagle battle massively. And if there's one thing we know from history and Blitz, it's that Eagles are very oftentimes the juicer and the deciding unit in the AVA battles here. So Burg quite a bit up on Eagles. That time Ardee gets down, makes him pay a couple Eagles for that. But yeah, Ardee now kind of in defensive mode. You really can't get on your heels in this position. He needs to be trying to look for an offensive push, but obviously Burg just going to kind of keep the pressure on here. Burg going now topside. He'll take that oil if Ardee lets him. Also going to chip in. Oh, it takes that War Factory with only a few Rockies. Burg, that was a nice split though. Burg was coming bottom side, a bit of a distraction there, and was able to get his Rockies on the top side with Ardee moving a little too slow, and Ardee loses a War Factory, and when you're broke, every building counts. So Burg, I mean, this is like death by 1,000 paper cuts right now. Burg is just coming at Ardee from all sides, and takes out another oil. I like it. Building by building, Burg is just kind of systematically chipping away at Ardee. You see almost kind of slight delay from Ardee and some of his units there, just kind of like, what are we doing? You know, he's hungry. He wants to put together an offensive move, but he's just trying to kind of do the math here and figure out if he really has anything to do it. Oh, he's going to dive on this oil. He's going to dive on this oil. Oh, this is going to be big. Oh, and Burg loses it. Burg loses the MCV, and that was exactly the counterpunch that Ardee needed. Gets in there, takes out that oil. Absolutely critical, building those oils next to your units. And now Burg pushing through the Gator Pit, but in that bottleneck, getting chewed up, has to pull home, only gets a few Mirages back to his base. The Eagles continuing their push. They take an oil and a War Factory. That was Ardee's only War Factory on the bottom side, but and Ardee also gets in and takes an AFC. So Burg, wow. I don't think Ardee's way up now. Oh my God, I really thought Burg was in the driver's seat there. He was doing such a good job chipping away at Ardee, but you guys saw that little delay from Ardee. He was like, okay, if I get on my heels here, if I start playing defensive, Burg will chip me apart. I will lose this game. So he looked downfield, he spotted the opening, he brought those Rockies in. It was perfect micro, perfect unit control. He picked the one single target that could get him back into this game, took that oil out, took the MCV, and now you see Ardee kind of chilling for a second. His economy's caught up. He's got his MCV. He's got his Eagles. He's completely in the driver's seat. So now Ardee can just let Burg come to him. There is no timer, so Burg's not going to be saved by the clock here. Burg has to try to push in, and he just doesn't have the units for it. There's just really no chance for Burg in this position. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was quite the game. And I mean, to have a series like that, Burg fighting his way back into the series after 2 quick losses, putting on quite the show. And honestly, in that game, I mean, he was up, doing so good. And then Ardee spotted that opening at the last second, got in there and made him pay for it. Wow. And Ardee can just continue to advance the position here. Nothing left for Burg to do. What an absolute banger of a series, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's try to get this video in front of the whole world. That's what it's all about. Free for you guys, helps me immensely, and it helps YouTube put these videos in front of more people, get more people watching Red Alert 2. That's what it's all about. Wow, wow, wow. What a banger. Well played, Ardee. Well played, Burg. Congrats to both players. Putting on a show for us here. So, Burg gets a loss versus Ardee. So Ardee finishing out. That was Ardee's 5th prelim game.